Next item, really exciting item, and these gentlemen, we've been talking about you for the last 2 meetings, and then the last group came on late, so we didn't know about you, but we did not play football last year, as everybody knows. We didn't have a sports season due to the pandemic, and quite frankly, it was a nightmare for our students. They were upset, they were concerned. And we as administrators and school board members, we took a whipping because folks didn't understand why you aren't allowing those students to play sports. Why aren't you letting them play? Well, our stance was that if we're not in school, why would we, if we didn't think it was safe to go to school, why would it be safe to play sports? And so I want to say publicly, I commend Coach Dana because he was first up. When we made the announcement, I remember he and I sat in that office, and he had a plan, and I had to break the news to him that we were not going to be able to play. We weren't going to recommend that we play. And once we got to it, he understood. He said, you know, it hurts, but the safety of our children are utmost important. And that's what I needed to hear from him as a leader, as a coach, and not someone who whined about it or complain about it or to figure out a reason why we should play. He just took it upon himself to say, okay, we'll get ready if and when we are able to play. And they had a lot of work to do to get ready. Having been a former player and coach, they hadn't lifted weights in a year and a half. They hadn't trained in a year and a half. And so they were really behind. But they got in there this summer and they worked extremely hard and accomplished a major feat, made the playoffs. Coach Dana was named the Region Coach of the Year. And then initially we found out we had one young man that was named to the North-South game. That was exciting. Quantre Harris named to the North-South. Then we heard about another young man possibly was going to play in another bowl game, all-star game in Gaffney, Lawrence Burroughs. And then 2 weeks later, we heard there are 3 others. There's another game, 3 other all-stars. And that was Jaquan Powell, Kenneth Albert, and Zaquan Jones. They participated in the Palmetto I-20 Classic in Camden. That is unprecedented. That is unheard of to have 5 members of one team to make an all-star team. We're so proud of you, and we're proud of the work that Coach Dan and his staff, Mr. Turner, the support that they gave you guys, and you didn't pout, you went to work. That's what you did. Life is going to throw some things at you. You're going to get knocked down. You're going to hear no. You're going to hear no a lot. But you've got to persevere. You've got to continue to work and be ready when you hear yes. When you hear yes, you need to be ready. And that's what you guys did. You were ready when you heard the call that said, yes, we could play. And not only did you play, you performed exceedingly well. So on behalf of the board, we'd like to recognize you tonight in the presence of your parents and those in attendance and those who are viewing via Zoom. And so at this time, I'd like for Ms. Scott and Mr. Turner and Mr. Coach Daniel, please join me for the presentation. Okay, in the order that we're going to present these young men is the order in which they played the game. It was a weekend filled of all-stars, and Coach Dana drove to Myrtle Beach, and he came back to Camden, and he had to go to Gaffney, so he was all over the state, but it was well worth it. So at this time, we would like to recognize the 3 young men who played in the I-20 Classic All-Star game. First, Jaquan Powell. Jaquan, please come forward. Mr. Powell, can you turn around? And then we're going to get your parents to come up.
You want us to?
Okay, then we'll get one with your parents. Just take that mask down so they can see your face. You ready?
Parents,
Parents, yes.
Congratulations.
Okay, again, congratulations. Okay, next, we'd like to recognize Kenneth Albert. Kenneth, please come forward.
Top.
Now, the third member of that all-star team was Zaquan Jones. Zaquan, please come forward.
Congratulations. There you go. There you go. Parents,
Parents. Ellie smile. So those young men played at Camden High School on Friday night. Then on Saturday, the North-South All-Star Game. This is a game that's been played for years. It consists of players in the lower state versus those in the upper state. And we were very fortunate again to have a player, and I believe Coach Denner, he is the first one since 2006, I believe you told me. And that time in 2006, that person replaced someone who was injured. But Quantre earned it on the first round. He was invited to participate in the Cornerstone North-South All-Star Game at Myrtle Beach. Please come forward.
and from what I was told, he caught a interception. Go ahead, boy. Congratulations.
Congratulations. We're proud of you.
Yes.
Before you take the picture, I said to Ms. Scott, she said, "Oh, he got an intercept." I said, "You know what that is?" She said, "Oh, no." But not only did he play, this was among the best.
Yes.
And you have to take a look at that.
Mr. Creed, I went to South Carolina State. Mom.
Congratulations. And then on Sunday, there was an all-star game held at Gaffney High School in Gaffney, South Carolina, and Lawrence Burroughs represented Lee Central High School in that game. Lawrence, please come forward. We go. Yeah, Coach Dana, I'm sorry, we not gonna get some. Yes, yeah. Yeah. Okay, so now at this time, I'm going to ask Mr. Turner to present these two to have a picture of Coach Dana and Quantre at the North-South game. We'd like to present to Coach Dana. And then we also have a picture of some of our players who attended the game in Myrtle Beach. And so we'd like for Mr. Turner to make that presentation to Coach Dana.
Yes, sir. I got it. Bring it up. Thank you very much.
Coach Dana was also, as I said, Region Coach of the Year. And he has that picture. I want to make sure it's clear what we did, and it wasn't about a favoritism thing. When we heard that Quantre made the All-Star game in Myrtle Beach, I said, Coach, wouldn't it be good if our players who are not going to be there, if we provide an opportunity for them to see what it looks like, to see an All-Star, or to possibly think about the future that they could possibly get there, and then also to support Quantre. But then the other two came about so quickly, we didn't have time to get the bus to go to Gaffney to work all that out. But they were, I'm sure some of them went to Camden and watched the guys play over there. So again, we applaud you for the great work and preparation to get our young men ready to play. So kudos to all of you. We're proud of you. Parents, thank you so very, very much for being supportive and also for being understanding of the decisions that were made last year. Sometimes when we hang in there and we be supportive, great things will happen. So I hope that these young men will also have the opportunity to earn some scholarships. I understand some colleges were reaching out at the practices. So hopefully they'll be signing some scholarships here soon.